Hello, it's great to be here tonight. As I said, I'm an activist and a poet, and a lot of my working life I've spent as a benefits advisor as well. So I just want to say a few words about the attacks on welfare benefits that are going on at the moment, and how it massively impacts service users. As you know, one of the reasons we're here tonight is because of cuts to mental health services. Because of this government's austerity programme, services are being cut and people are losing their jobs. But at the same time, people on benefits and on disability benefits are being told they've got to get a job or their benefits will be cut at a time when there aren't any jobs. We've got a new budget coming up from the Conservative government, I think in December, and they've said they're going to cut another £10 billion off welfare benefits. So again, it's the poorest people, it's the most vulnerable people who are paying the price for the bankers and the richest 1% who have made massive mistakes. And it's their greed that has caused this recession, but it is not those people that are paying for it. Manchester City Council, when the new benefit called Universal Credit comes in next year, Manchester City Council will be responsible for administering council tax benefit, and they've said that everyone, even those on benefits, will have to pay 20% towards their council tax, which is just going to put people further into poverty and is going back to the days of the poll tax when everyone had to make a 20% contribution. So things are just getting worse and worse, and we need to fight back and stop this government from attacking the ordinary working people of this country and people who are sick and disabled. And the poem I'm going to start with is kind of about that, and it's called Welfare to Workfare. I'm going to forget that we're slaves to the 40-hour week and the minimum wage, so we stay in our place and the rich stay rich and get myself a job. I'm going to forget that I'm black and hassled by racists and stopped by police on a regular basis because all they can see is a drug pusher or terrorist, and get myself a job. I'm going to forget my mental distress, the fear, the psychosis, the stigma, the sections, my diagnosis, and get myself a job. I'm going to forget that my kids bunk off school, run with gangs, play with guns because I'm never home, and get myself 2 jobs. I'm going to forget that I worked 40 years in a job with low pay, in a job that I hated, for a boss with no conscience who stole my soul and my pension, and get myself a retirement job. I'm going to forget the clown in my nightmares, chopping heads off the chickens, chopping flesh off the mad cows, injecting fats into children, and get myself a McDonald's job. I'm going to forget that we're fighting a war that we didn't want in a country that hates us. I'm going to forget the civilian deaths, the flashbacks, the trauma, the soldiers in body bags, and get myself an army job. I'm going to forget the mines closed down, the shipyards closed down, the factories closed down, the shops closed down, the services cut, that they bailed out the banks with the money we earned. I'm going to forget my P45, the rationalising, the downsizing and the efficiency drives, and get myself an invisible job. I'm going to forget that I'm workless because they couldn't care less. I'm going to forget that I'm workless because they feather their own nests. I'm going to forget that I'm workless because they couldn't care less. And I'm going to forget that I've got rights, and instead I'll be grateful for any crumb from their table, and I'll work myself to death. Thank you very much.